Hey everybody, Alex, John, and I were talking about Brad, and of course that led to a conversation about cricket, naturally. I guess we all know what crumpets are. Now, check it out.
Get 5 days scheduled to play, and it's very hard to explain it to you. The best I can explain it is, imagine baseball, but you've got two batters out. But there's two batters at the crease, and the bowler. Each bowler gets six chances, to bowl at a particular batsman. Then you swap ends, and this just goes on and on and on until you get all 11 of the batsmen out.
Oh my God.
And so it could go. It just goes and goes and goes.
I've tried to get into cricket so many times because I like weird sports like that. Like I got into curling and stuff. Like I played lacrosse in high school when that was kind of a weird thing to do. But as far as I can tell, like it's a 360-degree field. They hit it as far as they can, and then they just run back and forth in between the two posts to score runs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insanely hard to get outs. Like it's much harder to get outs in cricket than it is in baseball. And I know there are games between like India and Pakistan that go on for like weeks.
Yeah, it's very difficult trying to explain it to you in simple.
Yeah.
I think the best way to learn it is just sit watching it. Because it's one of these games that there's so many rules, just get lost trying to. Like you said, with the 360 pitch, there's so many fielding positions on there.
Mm-hmm.
That could take an hour just to explain those, and you still wouldn't,
Yeah, I've tried to watch it on they would show it on ESPN2 at 3 a.m, and I'd be like, all right, I'm in. I'm gonna sit down and learn this and figure it out. And it's just so, yeah, for someone who's uninitiated, it's very hard to figure out what's going on at first. You really have to take a long time.
So how do you decide? Because as John just mentioned, he's tried several times. Like, at what point do you go, you know what? Yeah, I am going to just sit here and watch for 5 days.
Well, when it's on TV all the time, it's how many other sports do you have the benefit of being able to watch at 11 in the morning?
I guess fair point. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Is there petitions or anything to change that, or people are pretty pleased with the idea that a game takes 5 days?
There's actually different formats of the game. So there's shortened versions, which a bit, it's probably for the TV and getting fans into the game, because it's more exciting because you've got a limited time to try and score. So you'll just see, batsmen trying to whack it as hard and as far as they possibly can. Then, with a test match that goes on 5 days, they'll try and be careful, not to get out. When it's like a one-day game, it's just, go for it, score as many as you can as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best route into the game.
Okay. So, I guess one last thing before we move off of cricket, because I gotta know. I've never met anybody into cricket. Are the outs is it, because you guys mentioned it's hard to get an out, is it the same way? You got to be tagged, or you can catch the ball? Is that how you
can catch the ball? If like baseball, if it's hit in the air, you can catch it.
Okay.
And this is when it gets complicated now, because the sticks you run between the wickets, it's 3 sticks in the ground with 2 bails on top. You've got to knock the bail off. So if the batsman misses it, it hits the wicket, knocks the bails off, then he's out. This is when it starts getting really complicated. If it hits the batsman's leg, and his leg's in front of the wicket, that's out.
Oh, that's why you see them they hold the bat down in front of their legs to try to block their legs, right?
That's why they're desperately, trying to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Man, I don't mean to grill you about it, but you brought up cricket, and I'm like, man, I got to.
No, I love it.
Yeah. I gotta know about this.
You'd love it if you watched it, yeah.
I'd love to play. I'd love to find somewhere to play it and try it.
Just clear 5 days of your schedule.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, knowing America, we'll figure out a way to make it, an inning. Well, I don't know. I say that, but baseball is still 9 innings, and still a very sluggish. They have not figured out a way to make baseball TV friendly.
Oh, good God. Yeah. World Series games were like 4 hours long. It was ridiculous.
Now,
Unwatchable.
I mean, I love going to games. I bet you're in Atlanta. I bet you going to a game, minus COVID would have been fun. Yeah. But which congrats, by the way, even though I hate the Braves.
We did a thing. Yeah.
Finally.
But now, I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like, baseball's locked out. Like, they're not even doing anything right now. They might not even play. We'll see.
The Mets.
We might have to start watching cricket.
Yeah. The Mets finally make a free agent splash on, a guy who's probably, even if they played, was probably going to have spaghetti arm, being that we're the Mets. But, man, like, locked out the next day. It's like, are you kidding? Why?
Yeah.
Why is this happening to me? And the last time it happened was 95, right? Which was the strike season. So we all know what happened
Braves
there.
Won the series again. That's the year that they won.
Yep.
We do really well in labor dispute years.
There you have it. Cricket, crumpets, baseball, Braves, covered it all. We got everything in there. If you'd like to hear the rest of the conversation, that is After the Fact number 102. You can find that by going to Patreon, patreon.com/ohhijustin. Pledge $1. Gets you in the club, gets you After the Fact, it gets you tons of audio content and access to different levels of our Discord. So check that out. If you'd like to hear a conversation on Brad, the program comes out on Thursdays, and honestly, all you're going to have to do is go to the next episode on whatever podcast platform you're on.